Investors and traders, welcome to the channel. Market chart pattern today is 10th of November 2024. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. We will be taking a look at the key US tech stocks in this video segment. As always, this video is for educational purposes only. It is not a financial advice. So let's start with Tesla. Tesla had a remarkable week last week. It's been up in last week 29%. That's amazing, right? But this is what our patterns were actually telling us. If you look at this red pattern, this ABCD, it points higher to about $240 per share level, and that has been our target for quite some time. So anywhere between 340 to 350 is the kind of region that we had been looking at. That's our target, but it could also turn out to be a resistance level as well, so we could see some sort of a pullback happen. Good to see that this is how the patterns work, and this is something we had been actually waiting for quite some time, and now we are very close to it. The high last week was 320 321 spot 22, so getting close to our target. And then just to show you guys really long-term stuff that I'm watching, this is really for the investors in Tesla who have been actually very patiently been in the stock and continue to invest in it. We could in fact see an ABCD as high as $500 per share level. It sounds pretty strange at this moment, but this 29% move in 1 week has been pretty strange as well. Well, in a nice way, nice surprising way. So the key thing will be, of course, that if the market is able to get above the 340 $350 per share level, then the chances for this market to go and make a new all-time high and ultimately reach $500 per share level is going to increase. Now let's take a look at Nvidia. Here we go. So Nvidia stock, this is the weekly chart for Nvidia stock. It also had a pretty good week last week. One of the patterns that we had been watching for had been this around $155 per share level. This shaded region, this is where we have our target. It will be an ABCD right at the 1.272. So that's what we're watching. It's getting close to that level, with the high being 149 spot 77. So it's been shy of about $6, $5 to $6 on the Nvidia. So we'll keep on watching this this key region for us. Now let's take a look at Meta. There we go. This is the weekly chart of Meta. Meta also had a pretty strong week. Last week, Meta was up about 3.91% and gained about $22. And here the key thing is that it remains above this 567 level, 560 level. That's really key. The momentum is strong. Look at where the 20-week moving average is around 535, which is above the 89-week moving average, is above the 200-week moving average. Pretty strong momentum, and we do have a big ABCD. We could in fact see this stock move as high as $69 per share level. So that's really interesting on the longer term weekly charts. And if we move down to the daily chart, this is where we were actually looking for when the pullback was happening. After reaching our target of $600, we were looking for a pullback where the stock could in fact come back into this gray region, this box around here. This is what the stock actually did last Wednesday, and then it had done in a fashion of ABCD, and now it's just gone up. So it's really important that it's able to get above $600 per share level. Once it's able to clear that on at least two closing daily basis, then we have a lot of air above it, and $690 per share level, the target we have on the weekly chart. I think the stock will begin to move towards that. So we are just really watching this very carefully. Look at this ABCD, and then the market rally that we have seen. Now the key is really for this to clear the 603 level quickly. Now let's take a look at Apple. So here we go. This is the weekly chart of Apple. Apple has been in a trading range, and it's likely to continue more of our trading range journey. This is what we were actually expecting. But as long as this 5th of August lows are actually held, the actually excuse me, the Apple might actually be in an ABCD higher towards $263. So the chances are is likely to remain more of a range bound affair for Apple for quite some time. Then ultimately begin to move higher to complete our targets is what we are expecting. And then let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft. So you can see that this is basically showing a different kind of a pattern, although it had a good week last week, but it's still below the 435, which is 61.8% retracement. So we could be looking at an ABCD, which could in fact take this stock as low as about 370 to slightly lower 360, and then the entire it could also be a retracement of the entire the CD leg around here. And if we look at the concept of the market symmetry, and then this is what it did in the 2022 bear market, so it could actually come as low as about $330 per share level. That remains a possibility. Then let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon made new all-time highs last week, and if we just look at the expansion of this BC swing, we have a higher target of about $217 per share level. This is most likely to be hit. Now, what the Amazon stock is doing is with this, we had the completed ABCD, which is strong resistance, and we saw a fairly good pullback after completing this. Now, this might indicate that the CD leg is actually extending, and if it is extending, then it could extend by 1.272 times AB or 1.618 times AB, which means that we could actually go and also hit about $250 per share level. So this is what we are watching in Amazon. Now let's take a look at the Shopify. So this is also an e-commerce related stock, and we have the holiday season coming up. This stock was also up about 10.29% last week. The chances are it's gonna go and hit about $100 because we have this around 94, 95. We have an ABCD completing, and above that we have the retracements. About 103 is the kind of area we can look for this stock to go to. Then let's take a look at Zscaler. So Zscaler has also been strong last week. It had an up week. It was up by 7.2% last week. So this is a very volatile stock, as discussed last time. As long as this point C is held, the chances are it's going to go and hit this 220 level, then challenge these highs around 257, and then ultimately it might actually be in this ABCD higher, which could where we could see the stock hit about $320 per share level. That's also possible. If this point C is broken down to the downside, then we are looking at an ABCD, which could see it come down to about $100. That also remains as a possibility, but remains range bound. But the momentum is actually improving because the price is hovering around the 20-week moving average, which is above the 89 period moving average. So things seems to be improving for this. It's taking quite a bit of consolidation around here, and the key is that this level of around 150 does not break to the downside. Now let's take a look at Roblox. So Roblox is really interesting. It had a muted week last week after having a fantastic week when the earnings came out on the 28th of October week. Now it's you can see that there's a fair amount of resistance around here coming from the structure, and then we have these hanging ABCDs around here. Once it is able to clear that, then our real target is actually for it to go and hit about $67 per share level, because that's going to be the 38.2% retracement. So that's our kind of target we have been aiming for quite some time, and this has been in a tight consolidation for a really long time now, coming to over 2 years. And if it is able to get above the 38.2% retracement, then the stock could actually go for $100 and maybe even beyond. So we'll be actually watching this one really carefully. It's our theme for the metaverse. It's very closely related to the metaverse theme. This is why we like to watch this one. In my opinion, it is a pretty good stock as well. Now let's take a look at QQQ, some of the ETFs. Here we go. This weekly chart, and it's just blasted through this ABCD. which was completed here, and that had actually a pretty good correction. We had about a 15 nearly 16% correction after it had completed this ABCD. Now if the market keeps on moving higher from here, the chances will be that the CD leg is actually extending, but we'll be careful around these levels, and we'll actually be looking for a follow through, and ideally we would like to see 2 consecutive closing weekly basis above these levels to be more on the conservative side, that the CD leg might actually be extending. So this is what we are watching in the key US technology stocks and ETFs. Thank you very much for watching the video, and if you happen to like our technical analysis in the video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like the way we do the technical analysis here using pattern recognition and Fibonacci retracements, expansions, extensions, projections, then please do subscribe to the channel. I will really appreciate that. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck, good trading, and speak to you guys soon.